Hello, my name is Stephen Alff and welcome back to AlffBooks, and today we're here to do a tag. Today's tag is the Netflix book tag. I was tagged by Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and this tag was created by Accio Books. I will leave the links in the description to both of their videos. Go check them out. I'm sure it'll be great fun to do. And then it's also time to get to the questions, so let's do it! Recently watched the last book that you read. For me, that is this book. I finished it today. It is the 38th book in the Detective Conan, or also known as Case Closed manga series, and they're really fun to read. I discovered these when I was a lot younger as a TV series, and yeah, now I'm here reading these. Started back in December, and they're so much fun to read. Top picks! A book or series that was recommended to you based on books you'd read. For me, that is the Wheel of Time series. So this was recommended to me based on the fact that I read a lot of fantasy, and so I still haven't read these, but here's book one. I have it, so I will read it at some point. I just need to get around to it. Recently added. So you can see beside me, this is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is the last book I bought, but it is also a book that I mentioned a few videos ago that I haven't read yet, but that I really look forward to reading. So yeah, should be fun to get to. Popular on Netflix. These are books that everyone has heard of. So, books that everyone has heard of, mention 2 that you've read and 2 that you haven't read, or that you will not get to. So first, I thought, let's go back a bit. Back to the first book that I completely read in English after learning how to read in English, which is the first Famous Five book. So everyone has heard of the Famous Five by Enid Blyton, at least I believe so. And I really enjoyed this book in this series. So next I have this book, and it is Tom Sawyer. So I read Tom Sawyer back in first year of secondary school, I believe, and I have to say I honestly didn't really enjoy it. I don't know, I didn't really like the writing style. It wasn't for me back then, at least. I mean, if I reread it now, maybe I'd think of something differently, but I do remember not thinking it was the best book I ever read, but I thought I'd mention it because it is a book that most people have heard of. Next book is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. So I haven't read this. This is a book that most people, I think, at least heard of or read, and I really have to get along and read this because I haven't read that many classics in my opinion, and I really need to get into more classics because, I mean, they're classics for a reason, and it's always good to, as a reader and as a writer, read more of what is really known to see, hey, why did this get to where it is? A Game of Thrones by J.R.R. Martin. Now, this book I haven't read. You can see behind me I have the other books as well, but I still have to get into it. I tried reading the beginning of the book, but I just didn't have time when I started, so I just put it aside for when I have more time. But yeah, everyone's heard of this. I mean, everyone is mentioning it. There are spoilers all over the internet, and I don't know how I haven't been spoiled yet. But yeah, please don't spoil me in the comments. Just please. Comedies, a funny book. So for this one I decided, well, you know, there's children's books, and children's books are usually funny, or at least have a funny title. So I decided to go with one that I read not that long ago, actually, which is this one. So this one, One Beastly Beast, Two Aliens, Three Inventors, Four Fantastic Tales by Garth Nix, is a really funny little book of just a few, well, 4 tales. And it's just fun to read, and I recommend it because, you know, you're never too old for children's stories, and they're so much fun. Dramas. A character that is a drama queen or drama king. Well, for this I wasn't able to find anything myself, but I, well, was picking books when my brother was around, and my brother mentioned, hey, you know who is one hell of a drama king? Don Juan. This is by Molière. It is a play, and it is really funny. And it's written here that it's a comedy, but it is what one calls a tragicomédie. Tragicomedy. Is that what it's called in English? Well, basically, it's really funny, but it seems, well, it has a tragic aspect to it as well. And depending on who puts it on stage, it could be turned into a real tragedy, or, well, be really funny and be a hell of a comedy. Drama King. Animated. A book with cartoons on the cover. For this, I picked book 39 in the series, which I just started earlier on today. So yeah, cold case again. Watch it again! Book or series that you would like to read again. For this, I picked Dragon Keeper by Carol Wilkinson. So this is a series that I just discovered a long time ago and read as a small child, and I really liked these. I think maybe, I don't know, I connected with the main character because the main character was left-handed. Now, I don't know if that is the main reason or just one of the reasons. It's one of the few things I remember from the story, and that's one of the reasons I want to reread it. I want to remember why I like this book so much. So yeah, this book and the at least 2 more books that are in the series I will definitely be reading soon. Again, possibly. I hope. I want to. Documentaries, a non-fiction book you would recommend to everyone. Now for this, I picked Mouse. So this is the complete Mouse. So this is books 1 and 2. And this is very interesting. This is a graphic memoir. So this tells the story of Art Spiegelman's father, told by Art Spiegelman. Or at least, Art Spiegelman telling the story of his father telling him the story of his father. Yeah, that makes sense, I think, I hope. Well, this is absolutely a book that I would definitely recommend to everyone. A non-fiction book that is really important to share, because the Second World War is such a horrific period of history that we should not forget, and so we should know about it. And this book does a really good job of passing on the message of what happened during the Second World War. Action and Adventure, a book packed with action! And for this I picked Time Riders by Alex Scarrow. So this is a really cool series of 9 books, which is about these 3 main characters whose role is to protect time from time travelers, destroying everything. So yeah, that's what this is. So it's cool. So I realized while editing that I missed a question. That question is new releases, a book that just came out or is about to come out that you're really looking forward to reading. For me, that book is Golden Hand by Garth Nix. It's a sequel to the Old Kingdom series and comes out in October, I believe. So I'm really looking forward to that. So the last question is, Max, tag some people. So I decided, you know what, for this question I'm going to tag 14 people. And all of these 14 people are people who've done the BookTube newbie tag in the last month or 2. They're people who've just started out, people whose channels I've come across, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to tag them. For people who haven't heard of them, just check them out in the description. It's always nice to see new people start out in the BookTube community. I have them written down. I'm going to be reading them out of this notebook because I don't want to get the names wrong. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So the people I tag are Fionair, Shani Reed, Antics in the Forbidden Zone, Molly Reads, Books with Tina08, Books Beautify Life, Johanna Susanna, That Guy Who Reads a Lot, Book Obsessed Archaeologist, Shannon Quotes Books, Bookish Branches, Book Nerd Status, Hello Shaha, Within the Good Books. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you had a great time watching it. I hope you have a fantastic week. That's all from me, and I will see you next week. Bye. Hello, my name is Stephen Alff and welcome back to AlffBooks, and today we are here for a tag. Today's tag is the Epic Reads book tag.